Hi friends, welcome to the Squeaky Wheel Farm. Now in my last video that I put out, I was letting you know about how we save money on hay, and that was basically by making it ourselves. But I wanted to point out, this is the other thing that we do. We have a neighbor who sells thousands of bales of hay, and compared to us, well, we've only got 20 acres, and we rent another 7, so we run just a little bit short of making all the hay that we need for our 15 or so cows. So a lot of times he'll come across like the bottom row or some bales that have broken open. Sometimes they'll have a little bit of a wet spot, maybe his barn leaks or something, but he'll give us a call and say, hey, I've got 15, 20 bales that I can't sell. So he just lets us have them. But the thing is, when he gives us a call, we go right away and pick them up. Now, we do have another neighbor who has horses, and I think a couple of mules or donkeys or something. But they're a lot more delicate, shall I say, and they can only eat premium hay. They can't tolerate anything that's musty or moldy or anything that's been damp, and certain kinds of hay too, because they can't really eat alfalfa. Straight alfalfa will hurt their kidneys. So anyway, once a year before their first cutting comes in, they'll give us a call and say, hey, we've got X amount of bales left over. Some of them are broken open. Some of them, we haven't even touched yet, but we're getting our first cutting in for this year, and we need all our old hay gone. So we'll just run down there, and it's really just 2 doors down, and pick up all that hay. And there's been times where it's been quite a bit. I'd say like 100 bales. So that makes a huge dent in just those times when we need to supplement hay. And I should point out that this hay isn't always the very best. Sometimes it's only good for bedding, which is fine because our cows will pick through that, and they'll eat whatever they want out of that. But I just wanted to show you, this is really not bad hay. It's just grass hay. It's got good smell to it, and it's still green. It's probably not coming through in the video because of what time of day it is and that the sun's shining. But this was his bottom row of hay, and if I can find, you can see he's got some gravel here on the top of this bale. So it was on the very bottom, but there's only maybe an inch of that entire bale that's not good. So we'll use this as bedding. We'll throw it out there and the cows will just pick through it and eat whatever they want, and it really gets us through as far as supplementing their hay. So that's another thing that we do to save on hay. Yeah, it does take a little bit of work, and we have to be kind of Johnny on the spot and go get it whenever he says that he has it available, because he's giving it to us free because it's in his way and he knows we'll come right away and get it. So it benefits him. It's out of his way. As I said, he can't sell it, and it just gets one problem off his plate so that he can move on to other things. And it helps us a little bit because it carries us through those times where we fall short of hay. We're real close to providing all of our hay, but there's some years where it's really hot and dry in August and we have to start feeding early. And in those times, these extra bales really come in handy. And again, I wanted to show you, yeah, there's gravel on this hay, and it's kind of changed color on the bottom. It may not look great on the outside, kind of brownish because it was in the sun, but inside it's green, and it's good grass hay. The cows will just go crazy for that. So I just wanted to show you that sometimes the bales are broken open, but a lot of times they're just fine, and they're tightly wrapped. This is stuff that our cows will eat and use for bedding. So it's going to save us a little bit of money. I think there's 15 or 16 bales here, and hay in our area is going for $5 or $6 a bale. So even though this is, I'll say, reduced quality, I would say that somebody probably could sell this for $3 a bale, but it was free to us. So that's a huge benefit to our bottom line as far as us being able to, make ends meet and actually make a profit on our animals. I've got one other thing that I wanted to show you, so hold on just a minute. I'm going to take you over there to our other barn. This is something that I found on Craigslist. No, it was Facebook Marketplace. I'm really excited about, so I'll give you an idea of what we're going to be doing in the shop as soon as the weather changes. So this is something else that I found on Facebook Marketplace just this week. We went the other night and picked it up, and this is going to help me this January, February when we start to make maple syrup. Let me show it to you. And this is just one of those 55-gallon barrel wood burners, wood stoves. And it's in fairly good shape. It's obviously recently been painted. The door and the hardware, they all work pretty fine. It's on short legs. So what he's going to end up doing is cutting out the top so that my rectangular syrup pan will fit on there. And he may extend the legs a little bit so that it's up waist high for when we're cooking syrup. But a couple of years ago we were looking for one of these and they were like $300, but we couldn't get it in time to make the maple syrup. They do make kits. I think it's less than $100 to buy all the material to put in the door and the legs and this top part for your flue. But it still takes a lot of putting it together. It takes a little bit of time. But when I found this, it was like, oh yeah, that's going to work just fine. So if you've watched any of my maple syrup videos, it usually takes an entire day of putting together a little 3-sided stove, which is usually made out of cinder blocks. And it works just fine. It's one of those things where I think that we wasted quite a bit more wood than we needed to because it's really difficult to control the heat and the temperature and the flame. So I'm hopeful that one of these is going to work a whole lot better because I've seen a lot of people use them, and I think that this is going to be really beneficial to what we do in the wintertime. Especially since we've had a couple of neighbors reach out to us when they saw that we were tapping our trees and said, hey, I've got a couple of maple trees, so we're conceivably going to have twice as much syrup this year. So I'm trying to plan for that and figure out how we can get it all cooked down in a timely manner and still be able to, not be miserable because we're working too hard. So this is going to make it a whole lot easier, and I think we're really going to enjoy making syrup this year. So thanks for taking a minute to let me explain about this extra hay. You may not have a neighbor that's as generous as we do. My husband does go out and help him out every now and then. And I don't know, that might make a difference. But there might be some instances where you can pick up some extra hay for very little money or maybe even free. And as I said, horse people, they really need to have good quality hay. But since our cows are ruminants, they tolerate a whole lot better with just average hay. If there's a problem with it, they'll pick through it and, figure out what's good to eat, and they'll leave the rest. So if nothing else, it'll be good for bedding. But free hay is free hay. So very happy to have this. That's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching. Oh, and one more thing. I hope to see you again soon.